Looking back over the last decade, we can clearly see how far we have come in terms of new technology and its uses in our daily lives. Therefore, it is affecting future generations, defining civilizational culture, and even directing how nations conduct war. We can imagine that in future battles, modern weapons will replace the necessity for soldiers to be physically present. So what if we tell you about some of the weapons that will be used in the future? Without further ado, let's get started. Number 1. Weapons that operate on their own. Today we have autonomous robots that can search and defeat enemies. They can also locate comrades, equipment on the ground or from the air. Sensor data is interpreted by onboard computers, which then detect and target hostile forces with built-in weapons. Friendly forces may carry transponders that identify them as friends, and robots may carry human commanders in faraway areas for the go-ahead to fire. However, the bad thing about these robotic weapons is that they face difficulty distinguishing between hostile forces and neutral or friendly people or objects such as humans, plants, animals, and machines in a timely and reliable manner. Communication breakdowns are a risk for systems that check in with human controllers. Robots that aren't working properly could fire at anything. Number 2. High-powered lasers. These are immersive power beams that travel in straight lines through the air or through space. They travel at the speed of light and can have an impact thousands of kilometers away. Huge mirrors direct intense laser beams onto a small point on the target. The generated heat burns through the target's surface, interrupting flight, damaging weapons, or exploding. But it requires a lot more additional energy to do damage than bullets, which use momentum to demolish targets. Powerful lasers require fuel or electricity and are also quite large. The energy of the beam can be dispersed when it travels through air and turbulence. Number 3. Weapons that are based in space. Because space is a really high surface, space-based weapons would be able to observe and zap anything on the ground, in the air, or in closed space. The primary goal of the weapons that are space-based would be to protect against nuclear missiles fired at targets on Earth. Interceptor or battle station fleets would be stationed in orbit, ready to fire on any attacking missiles. The current leading strategy is to use solid projectiles like tungsten rods to impact missiles. However, laser battle stations are also being considered. Technology is in its infancy. Reaction times must be extremely quick. To destroy warheads, interceptors must hit them, which is tough. Lasers also require chemical fuel or electrical power, both of which are in short supply in space. Number 4. Air-to-air planes. A hypersonic aircraft launched from a conventional runway could travel faster than Mach 5 and hit any place in the world in 2 hours. It would also be powerful enough to launch a satellite into low Earth orbit. A hypersonic plane would either hitch a ride on a normal airliner or have its own conventional jet engine to take off from a runway. That engine would propel the hypersonic craft to a higher height with reduced air density and resistance. It would achieve supersonic speeds here before switching to its scramjet engine. The scramjet scoops up air and mixes it with fuel, which burns as the mixture runs at supersonic speeds through the engine. However, this technology is a bit childish with many engineering issues unresolved. Engines cannot start until the plane flies more than the speed of sound. Number 5. A system of active denial. Microwave or millimeter wave beams are said to cause people to run without hurting them. In crowd-controlled scenarios, they may be powered by a generator mounted on a Humvee. A 2-meter antenna and mobile generator generate and direct a beam of 95 GHz 3mm radiation. People leave if they can, since the top 0.3 mm of skin absorbs millimeter waves, causing acute discomfort within 5 seconds. But yes, serious injuries are conceivable if humans are unable to flee the beam. Skin burns in minutes. The beam also overheats metal objects such as coins, jewelry, and side frames, which can burn flesh. Number 6. Nuclear missiles. Everyone knows that nuclear missiles are extremely dangerous and a very destructive weapon in the world, making them the ultimate level of military power. These weapons are so frighteningly destructive that they have never been used in war. Even the Hiroshima or Nagasaki bombs, which had much less destructive power, were dropped from aircraft. Furthermore, the launch site and trajectory are obvious, inciting reprisal from the target nation. Number 7. Stun weapons, tasers. Tasers use high-voltage electricity to disable someone, allowing authorities to restrain them without causing permanent harm. Darts are fired on wires by a specific rifle. These deliver an electrical pulse that briefly inhibits voluntary muscle control. Police focus on the body or legs to avoid sensitive regions like the head and neck. People tumble to the ground when they lack muscle control. Tasered individuals must sustain injuries if they fall to the ground. Darts can cause injuries to the throat, eyes, and genitals. Pulses have been linked to muscle spasm and convulsions as well as mortality. One pulse does not stop all people, and there have been suspicions of stun gun misuse and use in torture. Number 8. Electronic bombs. Microwave pulses with high power can destroy computers, electronics, and electrical power, destroying military and civilian systems. Surges of electric current in conductors are caused by a fast rise in the strength of the electromagnetic field during a pulse. This destroys electrical equipment, particularly semiconductor chips. Special bombs produce the strongest pulses that cover a vast area, but unmanned planes equipped with smaller generators can pinpoint targets. The consequences can vary depending on local conditions and are difficult to anticipate. Microwaves can conceal sensitive enemy military equipment, and they can also damage friendly electronics within range. Number 9. Multiple layers of missile defense. Layered missile defense provides the best possibility of intercepting enemy ballistic missiles. Multiple anti-missile systems are deployed to target ballistic missiles at various stages of their flight. 1. The boost phase, when the rocket's engines are blazing, is obvious to notice. 2. The mid-course phase, when the warhead coasts in space. And 3. The terminal phase, when it approaches the target. Each phase or layer of defense enhances the likelihood of effective missile destruction. It is determined by the efficiency of each layer. Building, testing, deploying, and maintaining the system is too expensive. The first boost phase is the easiest to target, but it necessitates lightning-fast reaction speeds. Number 10. Electronic warfare. Okay, so our last future weapon is information warfare. This strategy disrupts the flow of information critical to adversary activities while defending friendly communication routes. Information warfare focuses on communication networks and computers in particular. Crackers or expert computer hackers may break into or overwhelm military computers and networks or distribute computer viruses. Radio and television signals may potentially be disrupted by jammers. Misinformation is purposefully disseminated. But because the United States relies more on computers and communications than most of their possible foes, the strategy poses a threat to them and is only useful against low-tech opponents. Both sides are susceptible to misinformation. Whoa, I'm already scared now. What about you guys? If you found this video informative, interesting, or engaging, make sure you show me by giving it a good thumbs up, sharing it with a friend, and of course, subscribing to your favorite YouTube channel, Ayo-Tek-Kid, for more informative videos coming at you every day. We'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.